We do a weekly or monthly show here with Dr. Marsha Morris, who's a psychiatrist and she's board certified, University of Florida. She has pretty good credentials. Went to a couple of schools you might have heard of, Yale and Harvard. Other than that, she hasn't got much. But one of the cool things are, Marsha, and by the way, good to see you again.
Good to see you today, too.
Before we get into our other show, I just had a question for all of us, myself, Tom, some friends of mine. He says, when you see Dr. Morris today, this is unrehearsed, by the way, it's just off the cuff. Ask her one question for me. This comes from a friend who's been married 2 years and a relationship for 15 years with a person who's kind of a celebrity. And I said, what questions may I ask Dr. Morris today? And she said, ask her how I get along better and understand my husband. That covers a multitude. And you got the same question, by the way, with your husband. So give a little advice.
I think in every marriage, we're always trying to understand our spouse, and it's not like we're the same people we are when we first married. We're always changing. So the most important thing is trying to find some common ground and understand where you guys see things alike, and kind of focus on that. Focus on the positive where you guys agree, and then asking your spouse questions is just fine, but in a positive way, saying, I'm having trouble understanding what's going on, and I just want to hear from you what's happening. If your husband's in a bad mood, you can just say, you seem kind of upset today. Is something bothering you? Without saying, oh, you're being so irritable today. You don't accuse, you ask.
Who does that?
But you just ask questions. Be curious about your spouse, because again, as I said, we're always changing and evolving.
Boy, that's a truth. Whoa, like every 5 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry.
But I think in a relationship, we're constantly learning about each other. It's a learning process. But again, being positive, focusing on common interests, and also sitting down and talking at a time when you're both calm, not at night, but like maybe during the weekend when not much is going on, just sitting down and talking about any issues you're having if you are concerned about something.
I used to have a friend who said you have to have set-aside time, and with 3 kids, every day at, say, 6:30, the spouses or or if you're a significant other, whatever you want to call it, so either one. It's the same thing whether you're married or not. You still have
of course, yeah.
Communication problems, as we know. You said, this is our time. The kids got to go back in the room and play 15 minutes with maybe a little libation, and we're going to talk about our day. Is that a good thing?
Absolutely, and I think you're bringing up a really good point. A lot of spouses drift apart when they do have children, and they don't spend time with each other. They don't do special things, just the two of them. And that's really important. The marriage has to be primary, actually, and then you can be better parents when you have a good, loving relationship.
Yeah. All right, final question. This is from my radio partner, Tom. I know, and because he has some of the same issues. It's very simple for Tom. He and his girlfriend, Jennifer, got it worked out. When Tom's wrong, she slaps him upside the head, and it works out perfect. Is that a good thing? Does that work?
Well,
no, I'm just kidding. But you get by.
But there has to be compromise in a relationship. I mean, no one's perfect. I'm not perfect. My husband isn't perfect. No one's perfect in a relationship. So you have to be patient and kind of decide where you draw the line. Like, I think we have to pick our battles. We can't complain about everything, but if something draws a line that makes you uncomfortable, you need to say something.
Now, wait a minute. I just heard you say, here you are, Harvard Yale educated, a psychiatrist who has it all figured out. Your husband's a very well-known eye surgeon. I'm going to see him soon to get these fixed. And you guys you got it all together, and you mean you don't have a perfect relationship?
Well, buddy, as you know, I've actually written a blog about college students, and I just published a post about perfectionism and the dangers of perfectionism, because we all have to realize we're not perfect. No one's perfect. Even if I've gone to Harvard, I'm not perfect. If we always try to do things perfectly, we're going to let ourselves down, and we're going to be pretty unhappy people. So
duck syndrome, right?
Right.
We talked about the duck syndrome.
And that's a common problem for college students, where they
paddling underneath, looking like they're doing fine, but they're really paddling hard underneath, right?
Right. College students feel like they have to be perfect in ways I didn't even feel in college, and I went to a top school.
Yep.
So I work with a lot of students in just accepting when they get a B or a C, and it's okay.
It's okay. And by the way, just to illustrate what you're saying, Here you are in your resplendent, what is this, purple dress. I think you look good in this hat. So, see, that's called a compromise right there. That's Dr. Morris. You can hear her on with us on our radio show, Family Matters, and also here on our blog. So, tune in. Dr. Marsha Morris. I'm Buddy Martin for the team. We're out.